in just a minute. Stay locked in. All right now, we cruising. I know that's right. Chris said I fixed my own because I paid like 2 people to fix my credit and they just...
Yes, and it was, so that's why my prices are high. But that's why my prices are going up. Because people want to be like, oh, I paid this person $2,000 to fix my credit. In our community, that's like flexing. That I paid all this money.
Yeah.
But then you got somebody charging a couple $100s that's doing the same thing and doing it better.
Yeah.
And they don't want to pay. So I'm like, you know what? I got y'all.
I'm going to go ahead and raise it up a little bit so now you can really talk about it. No, I've been watching. Me and Nelly have been talking about your credit services. We had both been saying we were going to get you to work on our credit. And I was like, let me go ahead before she go up. Because I know I paid people. I've been through that. But you actually be showing what's going on. And like even with the first person I paid, they didn't give me no updates. You was already like, okay, I got what I need. Yeah. That communication, a lot of people are missing
that's big.
that.
That's big. I have so many people that, paid that amount of money and then come to me and say, I tried. And now I can't contact them.
Yeah.
That's because they overwhelm themselves. They have an automated system that prints out. All they do is enter your, credit report into the system and just print out the same letters. I used to do that when I started, but now I was like, no, because the credit bureaus get hip to the same letter.
Right.
It's a system. They have like a scanner. When the letters come in, they scan it. They can pick up, and you send in the same letter with just different names and stuff. They like, wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. Wow. So now I go in, every single one, I type it myself. You know what I mean? I have my templates. Yeah. I change it up. I change, and you got to kind of demand it. It's like you're talking to like somebody that owe you money. Like, look, I need you to delete this. This is incorrect. It's false. You're going against the law. It's a lot of stuff that you just have to kind of like be pushing them. And once once they get the letter, they're like, okay, she's not one of those like fly-by.
Yeah, she ain't.
She's serious about, getting these incorrect or negative items off her credit report.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So how bad mine was?
No, you're really good. It's just work. It's just work that just needs to be done. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And adding new trait lines, positive new trait lines to you, you'll be good.
For real?
Definitely by the beginning of the year. For
really?
Sure. Yeah. You just, and this is one of the big things. I'm going to repeat this when we go on air. But it's just people, they want me to do my part, but then they don't want to do their part.
True.
So it's just like, if I'm helping you get rid of the negative, you got to try to keep, your payments on time. Yeah. Add some new credit lines, pay that on time just so you can build. Because sometimes
it's a partnership. You got to work together for it to really stick.
Sometimes I don't report scores because it's like I'm getting rid of all this negative stuff, but then you're not paying this on time. So it's it's evening out. So it's like I need you to do this.
Against it.
So,
yeah.
So
wow. You ready, Nelly? Let's bring it in because I want to make sure I touch this conversation while it's hot. Sun is through the front, man.
Big Skittles, not the little.
Big Skitlet. Ready? With the yayo. Now I'm on the Turks and Caicos. Sorry.
You feel mainstream.
We are back in the middle, my girl Krissy Lee. The conversation off air is super hot, so we had to jump back in. So we didn't mean to cut honey bands into 50 bands, but we had to bring the conversation back around now. I can attest to being a client because I have decided to take that step in making you my credit repair person. So we were just talking about the whole credit process and the relationship between the credit repair agent and the client. So can you just talk briefly about that? Like what that should look like? Because a lot of people think, okay, I'm gonna pay you and that's it. And if I don't see my score go up, that's it. But there's more to it.
Yes, you actually have to do the work. I always say, help me help you. You know what I mean? So it's just like if I'm getting rid of all these negative items, collections, repossessions, we can get rid of evictions and bankruptcies, and then you have like your car payment or your mortgage or whatever you have that you're still paying, and you're paying it late. You're not working down, and you have $1,000 credit card and you have it at $998. You have to kind of work down. Yes, exactly. It needs to be under 30%, and if you can get it to under 10%, that's the best way to boost your credit score. It's like I was saying, it's like if I'm erasing negative stuff, but then you're not paying your bills on time, it's like evening out, so your score is not going up. So while I'm erasing negative items and collections and stuff like that, I'm just asking that my clients make sure you can try. I know times are hard, but like you said, at least pay them the minimum. But I expect it's best to pay more to get that credit utilization down to under 30%, if you can 10%, and then make sure you're paying all your bills on time. everyone knows that we're in a recession, right?
Yeah.
COVID just passed, and
About to probably
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But so just call your creditors. They will work something out with you.
Really?
They will, if you have a late payment fee, they'll remove the late payment fee. They'll give you extra time. They won't report it to the credit bureaus. And you do have, so say your bill is due on the 15th.
Okay.
You have 30 days to pay that, so that it does not report late to your credit bureau. So it does give you some grace. If you don't, you still get those late payment fees, but you do have 30 days before it actually reports to your credit bureau saying that you're actually late.
Now, do you have to ask the merchant or whatever, hey, look, can you not report? Or is that something we should know by law?
Yes, by law, it's 30 days. So they can't say, if you pay on the 18th, you're good. If you pay on the 14th of the following month, you're still good. They cannot report it until 30 days late.
Have you ever seen a situation where companies were reporting it late, although the law was that they shouldn't be reporting it late because they still had that time frame?
Yes, definitely, especially during COVID.
Really?
Mortgages are being reported late, and even though they had that
COVID?
law that you didn't have to pay car notes, you didn't have to pay certain car notes. They had it where you could put it to the end, and they were still reporting late. So you just send that dispute letter to them and say, hey, this is inaccurate. During this time, this law was in force that I didn't have to pay my mortgage. So this is, and they'll delete it. They'll put it as on time. They'll fix it for you.
So how many people do you think are affected just on a daily basis by not knowing that law alone? Like
millions, probably. It's a lot of laws that you really can't. Certain laws, like especially with the HIPAA and the medical, they're not supposed to now report any medical bill over $500 to your credit report. Under $500 to your credit report. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a lot of laws that came into place to help consumers. We just need to know the laws.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with the credit journey, now a lot of people talk about personal credit and business credit. Is it true that you have to have high personal credit in order to get good business credit?
Yes, it is. You just need to have decent personal credit to be able to get business credit. But there are a lot of ways, because once you build your business credit up to a point where they don't need to look at your personal, it doesn't matter. But when you're first starting, they may do like a peek, which is called a soft inquiry, where you don't get that hard inquiry hit, so you see it, but they're able to actually just peek at your credit report or credit score to make sure that you can pay. That you're paying on time.
Right.
So I always suggest that while you're building your business credit, also, repair your personal credit.
Wow.
Because there are ways, once your business is, I have 2 vehicles in my business name, Skyline Realty, but it took me some time to build credit, like maybe like 2 or 3 years. And that's why, adding, I'm always online talking about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 accounts that you put on your business credit. So once you build those, you can go to these banks and to these credit cards and dealerships and not have to have a PG, which is a personal guarantee. So they won't check your personal credit. And that's how you leverage business credit. So you can if you have a $30,000 credit limit on your business credit card, you can run it up to $30,000, right?
Because they want you to use it in business, right?
Exactly. But it won't show your personal credit. So you still over here with a $700, but using all this money up on your business credit. So that's the best thing about business credit. As long as there's no PG and it's not reporting to your personal, you can run it up. You can run it up.
So wait,
but of course, pay it back. We got into the pandemic where we thought we could just get this business credit, run it, and and not pay it back. We still got to pay it back.
Wow. So I'm curious, does a business have to be making a buku money to get business credit? Or is that something that pretty much has to do with just how the business is structured and what the business net 30 accounts and things like that is going on?
So it's definitely based on your formation, how you structure like you said, and then building the tier 1, tier 2 net 30 accounts on your business side. But to get that large amount, if you're going to, try to get 100, 200,000, you're talking good money, they're going to check your personal credit.
Makes sense.
It may not report to your personal credit, but they just need to know who is running this business.
Okay.
Exactly. They want to see your integrity, but you can also go and get, other types of, it's like merchant cash advance, other types of small business credit that they won't check your personal credit at all.
Really?
All they look for is your last 3 months of your business bank account statements.
Wow.
So they won't look at they don't care about your personal credit. They just want to see your cash flow.
Oh.
And that's what I tell my clients. Open your business account. If you're a startup, just make sure you're depositing cash each month to your business account so they can see some cash flow.
Okay.
So in your 3rd month, in your 4th month, you can go apply for some business credit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You writing this down, Nella? So now briefly you touched on the letters that different credit repair people send to these creditors. Now can you touch on that? Because I was a victim of somebody at one point that I didn't even know what kind of letters they were sending, and most people don't. We think it's the same thing, but can you tell us what's going on with these letters now?
So there's different letters for different reasons and different accounts. So you have like a collections letter, a charge-off letter, a repossession letter, if you want to remove inquiries, if you want to remove late payments. So, most people have these templates and they're passed on. Like I'm sure 10 out of 15 credit repair agents have the same templates, and that's when I was saying that I have templates, but I change them up every time.
Okay.
I personally go in and I type every single one of my clients' letters so that there's no similar letter to this.
To what you're sending out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the credit bureaus are getting hip to everything, especially after the pandemic when everyone was doing credit repair, everyone was disputing. We learning so much. We listening to podcasts. We getting this information, so we're disputing everything. Yeah. So
wow. So do you think that the pandemic caused an influx of people wanting to fix their credit, or do you think it's kind of always been there? It just kind of became more public.
No, I think it definitely the pandemic definitely has made people aware of what they can do once their credit is fixed. You see people getting these credit cards. You see these people saying $100,000 you can get loans with no docs. Yeah. But it's just a lot of times I say these gurus they throw out the good part, but they don't tell you. Yeah, they don't tell you exactly what you need. You have to be in business. You have to do certain things. So it's a lot behind those no doc loans. There's a lot behind different things that you're able to obtain with good credit. But yeah, definitely the pandemic has made people aware
that they can actually.
Yeah, and it's not hard that you can actually do it yourself. But like I tell people, it's time and knowing the laws.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's best to hire someone. Just like you may be able to do your taxes, but if you don't know the laws, you might mess up. You might miss a deduction. So it's just best to give that to somebody else that actually knows and have learned. And
so you're paying for that knowledge.
Exactly.
Somebody being up to date on what's going on.
Exactly.
Now you talked about trade lines too. For those that don't really understand what trade lines are, can you give us kind of a brief definition of what trade lines are?
Sure. There are primary trade lines and authorized user, which is secondary trade lines, but primary trade lines are basically your accounts. That's what they consider a trade line. So if you have an American Express card, if you have any type of credit card or on your credit report, that's considered a trade line.
Okay.
So authorized users is basically a secondary trade line where someone adds you to their credit card.
Okay.
So say your sister has a credit card that she's had for 15 years, never been late, perfect payment history, low balance, and she can add you to that credit card as an authorized user, and now that's on your credit report.
So you share credit profiles.
Yes.
At that point.
So you have that American Express $50,000 limit on your credit report.
So wait, if you got bad credit and somebody puts you as an authorized user, they don't look at you weird? Because they can be like, how this person got this, but then they got...
Yes. Over the years, it has been like, wait a minute. But it does boost your score. So depending on where you're going to get credit, some different lenders just look at your credit score.
Okay.
They're not looking at everything else. They're just looking at the credit score. So like if you want to get a car and you have you added these authorized user accounts to and you have a 700, now you're getting a lower interest rate.
Right.
From before when you didn't have those authorized users and you had like a 600, 650, you're getting a 15%, 24% interest rate on your vehicle.
Wow.
But adding those authorized users to that 720, you might get a 2, 5, 10. Well, interest rates are high. But right now, but you're going to get a lower interest rate with a higher credit score. But the thing is, like I said, people have became aware of what people are doing. So like when you go purchase a home, the authorized users really are not good because one, they'll add in whatever monthly payment to your debt to income ratio.
Okay.
And they see that they might even ask you to remove it. So because they know that it's not yours. They know that there are ways and websites and people that put it on there. Yeah.
So how much, what's the price of a normal trade line? Does it depend on kind of package you get?
Yes.
Or?
So there are personal and business trade lines. Okay. The personal trade lines, they can run from 300 to 1,500
How
for
long
one.
do they stay on your...
Most likely 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
So when people do the authorized users, it's best to apply for whatever you're looking to apply for quickly.
Okay.
So, once you do the process, it takes about 3 weeks for it to be added to your credit report. And then, I always suggest if you're going to, now you have a 700, go get the car, go get apply for your, your rental home or something like that. So.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't stay on forever. Unfortunately,
But
they can
like
be expensive.
Boost.
Yeah, it's a quick boost, and sometimes they could stay on for a couple of months, but usually 30 to 45 days because these people are reusing and reusing and reusing. So, say if I have this, American Express card for $20,000, I'm sourcing my information out to this broker,
okay,
and this broker is sourcing out to everybody else,
okay,
and Jack used it this month, Jill used it that month, Mary used it.
So people sell their credit.
Yep. And they're getting paid each time someone else uses it.
So are they penalized at all? Like if somebody has their trade line and they mess up on a payment, does it affect the person who holds the credit or not?
So no, that the person like Jack, Jill, Mary, they never have a card. They can't touch it. They can't ever use it. They don't have access to it at all. They just have it on their credit report.
The looks of it.
Yes, but not the actual card. They can't, if they wanted to call and be like, hey, I'm an authorized user, this, they could get a card because their name is on there.
Right.
But
that ain't how it
works. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm curious, what's the craziest credit situation that you had to fix thus far?
I don't know. Because I'm not judgmental.
Okay, what's been one of the most challenging ones?
I would say bankruptcy. Bankruptcies are definitely challenging because you have to go to the courts. And, but it's a good thing because courts don't have time to be sending letters.
Right.
And if they don't respond within a certain amount of time, it's time for it to be deleted because I don't have verification. You didn't provide me with proof. I want every single document. And when we ask for verification for a bankruptcy, it's packaged because you got all this stuff and they have to send it because I'm asking for it. And by law, they have to, verify that information is correct. And if it's not, you have to delete it from my credit report. So those are the hardest.
Now let me ask you a question. Now this may be a perspective thing, but who do you think struggles with credit worse, black men or black women? Based on your clientele.
Definitely black women, because a lot of black men don't use it at all.
Now that's interesting.
They don't use it they'll have like one or two accounts, if that. It might be like a collection from a utility bill 20 years ago.
We be having Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, the moment we can get a credit card, we're going to get it and swipe it up.
True.
So
wow.
definitely black women, definitely.
Dang.
Black men unfortunately have child support in their credit reports.
Ooh,
but
really,
yeah.
Now, how does it work? You can't get child support off a credit report.
If any information is incorrect, it has to be deleted by law. So if it says you owe child support $15,000, but you paid and you have proof that it's only $10 and they don't fix it, it has to be deleted because it's incorrect. Yeah.
Have you ever had any like baby mamas mad at you because you got that
No,
baby?
No, I don't want to get into none of that at all. No.
So with all this business credit, so when did you decide to step into Shop 11.9? Because I don't know if it's been around or you just rebirthed it, but obviously having good finances yields your ability to create more businesses. Yes. So when did you say, okay, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and lean into my fashion side?
So that's what actually brought me to Atlanta. I had a clothing boutique, an online store.
Where are you from, Krissy?
Baltimore.
That's right, B-more.
Yes, Baltimore.
Ew. So you had a clothing store.
Yes, it was an e-commerce online in 2013, 14 time. And it was called Love Paparazzi.
Okay.
And I was doing really well. I started doing this is when I was younger, Baltimore, didn't have a job. I was actually pregnant with my daughter, and they had put me on bed rest. Okay. So I had no way to make income, and I'm just online, and I'm finding clothes. This is when AliExpress started. It was big, and I was taking pictures from AliExpress, putting on Instagram, and making my little $20, $30.
Really?
Yep, off of those. But of course, being it was new, I didn't know that it took 3 weeks to get from AliExpress China to get over here. So it was a lot. But the first month I made $5,000. I'm like, I'm moving. The first month I was like, I'm moving. So that's when I came to Atlanta.
Do you teach people how to do the drop shipping too?
Yes.
And then like print by demand?
I don't know. Well, it's easy to do print by demand. You just have to have whatever. You find somebody on Fiverr and have somebody do like a graphic for you, or wherever you get your graphics done. And you just, find a t-shirt supplier, put it on there. And a lot of times they don't have the t-shirts in hand in inventory. It's just drop shipping. Once once somebody buys it, you go to the website and they'll send it out for you. That's the biggest thing with drop shipping. And that's what I did for 10 years. I literally never ever touched.
I ain't gonna cut you off, but like we're in an era where merchandise is everything for everybody in their businesses. How did you like just move around in the drop? Like, can you explain how that works? Because some people, we hear it, but we don't really understand what drop shipping is.
Okay, so sure, drop shipping is basically, I say you're like the middleman. You never ever touch the product. So it's big in the hair industry. It's big in the clothing industry. So basically, I have a website where someone orders this, and now Shopify and other websites have it where it goes. I don't have to do any work. You order this from my website, it goes to the drop shipper, and it sends it out. When I was doing it, I would have to get the order and then order it from my supplier in China, and they would send it. But you never ever touch the product. You just say, hey, I have a customer, they want to order, this dress. Here's the address, and they do all the work for you.
Really?
And you're just getting the money. You're getting the money from. Say the dress was $5 and I charged $90 for it. Now I got $85 and I did nothing but contact the supplier. I'm at home and did nothing for $85.
So with drop shipping, can you design your clothes and then put them on your site, or how does
you
that?
You can, yes. They have.
Really?
There's a lot of different suppliers in China. That's why my Eternal Clock, I believe is what it's called, is off because they're 12 hours ahead of us.
Right.
So I'm up on WhatsApp contacting
at like
them.
2 in the morning because that's there.
Yeah. So it's just like,
Can you teach me how to drop ship, Krissy?
Of course.
Please,
I got
because I've been trying to get women our dough.
It is a really good business. Drop shipping is a really good business. It's now it's big with like knowing how to do ads and just marketing it. But if you have your own market, which you do because you have your own platform, it's something that you want to sell, you can get, customers like that.
Oh my God. Listen, if y'all not on these phone lines, if y'all not tapped in and getting these gems, she is spitting straight fire, man. We're going to take a quick music break. I'm sitting here with Krissy Lee, Casey Tax Solutions, Shop 11-9, Bond Woman, Women Are Dope and Then Some. We'll be right back on 101 TKO Radio. And don't forget, you can call in now because October 1st, them prices is going up. All right? Stay locked in, y'all. Krissy, you are like a conundrum of information.
I know it. That's why I sit at home and I just be listening I just listen to podcasts and I be going to sleep on stuff, and it's just like they say it's good to fall asleep on certain things
because it's your subconscious.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to figure out how to drop ship myself because I want to do the Women Are Dope line, but I started building, but that's something that I don't personally know about. So that
would be dope, and have like your t-shirts and your hats and
stuff. Yeah, because I know that'll take off real quick. But I was like, I didn't understand how the whole drop shipping with Shopify worked. And so do you pick somebody else and I know you got to give me a whole bunch. I know you teach a class, but like, does everything go through Shopify? Do you design in Shopify?
No, you can actually design it yourself. You can do the design yourself. Since it's something that you want to do, you can do the design yourself. Have somebody, mark up like however you want your logo to look, or if you just want your logo on there. And you can just.
What if I want to design it? Like I want to place mine.
You can. It's called, like you said, it's print on demand. Shopify has different apps that you can add into your store. And you go into the app and you can actually design it. Like you said, you can design it right there. They'll have a blank t-shirt for you.
See, that's what I'm trying to do right there.
Yeah. Shopify has really, it wasn't like that when I started, but they have everything now. They have like something called Zen Drop, where it's like a drop shipping supplier that has all types of stuff. Fitness, baby, pet, and you just pick whatever you want and you just say, I want this, and this, and it will transfer right into your Shopify store. So all you did was just pick these things out and it go right into your store, and then people can start buying it.
That's exactly what I need.
It's just they made it so easy. The biggest thing is just the marketing. As long as you can get people to your storefront, they made it really, really easy for you to, have that drop shipping.
I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I set up my store and I was like, well, where do I get the products from?
Yeah.
I was like, I stopped because I just didn't know.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot because then you got to do like the email marketing and things like that. But once you get, but like I said, you already have your platform. That's the biggest thing. Like it's just finding a platform, finding people to buy. But you have your platform. Click a button, have some stuff up there, and it'll go. You'll never touch the t-shirts. They'll send it right to the customer for you. Yeah.
Okay, so how much you gonna charge me to be drop ship?
We'll talk about that
later. You ready, Nelly?
I got it. Hide your body.
101 TKO Radio. We are back in the spot. That was SZA. Here's life's news. That's the church. That's the Donny Hathaway version.
Right.
So something I want to touch on real quick before we get back into the business conversation. You've been on your spiritual journey real heavy.
Yes, it is hard.
We got to talk about that real quick because I myself been on mine as well,
yes.
and so it is amazing to watch other women walking into what God and who God has called them to be. Yeah. So can you kind of just share like where that catalyst came in and you were like, you know what, I need to lean back in towards the purpose for my life.
Definitely when I started, making good money, getting everything I wanted materialistically, but I still wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's going on? Like I couldn't figure it out. I felt like I wanted to get on this journey years and years ago, but I was just scared because I knew I would lose friends, I would lose associates, I would lose. I couldn't go out and hang out like I used to and do that crazy stuff like I used to do, and I was scared to be the person that I was supposed to be. And now it's still like it's like spiritual warfare because it's like I'm getting pulled this way, but I'm trying to pull back this way, and it's really really hard. But being a Christian isn't easy. Being in the journey, and I posted this the other day. I try to post my journey so people can feel like, I can do it too. Inspire, motivate. I might not have 1 million followers, but I know it's going to touch someone.
Though. Yeah.
Right. And, it's always someone's opinion in my inbox. And I'm just like, my journey is my journey.
Yeah.
I might have a hiccup. I'm not perfect.
Listen, that's what grace is for.
Exactly.
Because most people don't understand the whole Christian faith and they expect you to be perfect. And it's like, God didn't ask you to be perfect. He asked you just to continue working on being a process.
Exactly.
So how has becoming a Christian or stepping more into your Christian light kind of helped you move through your business now?
It gives me more like, definitely my faith is stronger. You know what I mean? Like I would worry and worry and worry. And now it's like, everything is in God's hands. Like I'm just like, what?
It's a different sitting space.
Yeah, it is. It's like I used to stress out. I used to, I still have my moments where I'm upset and I'm crying. But I just know that it's in God's hands. And I'm just happy in advance because I know He's going to make it work it out.
Exactly.
It may not be what I wanted. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just, just like with my black car when they stole it, bust the windows, all types of stuff. I just was like, why? Like, what are you telling me? But, I was just like, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
I might come back bigger and stronger. I might come back with 2, brand new trucks. But it wasn't, nothing that I built during that time was kind of like with God. I built it with myself and money. So now in my business, I want God to be in my business. I want Him to be in every step that I take, with all my journeys.
Wow. So overall, how would you say the Krissy at the beginning of this year compared to now, what changes have you seen from yourself most just being a truly dope woman?
Definitely just it's hard. It really is hard. But it's starting, and you have to like cut certain things out, and that includes people, whether it's friends, family, relationships. You just got to start cutting certain people out because they may not be there to go on this journey with you, and that's where it hurts because you might be sleeping with this man, but he's just not the person that's gonna, and he might be blocking your blessing. They say you sleeping with your demon, So I just just having to have great discernment and know when it's time to let people go.
Yeah. I've dealt with that too. Just in my own journey, family is the last people to support you. So some family members I done had to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna have you sit over there just because I knew where I was going on a higher purpose. Yeah. So with that being said, you being a dope Christian woman, let's talk about Shop 11.9.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I be wanting all the clothes because I meant to tell you to bring me some pieces.
I know, but I should. I'm sorry.
But I love Shop 11.9. But I'm curious, why 11.9 the name?
My birthday.
Okay.
11/9, November 9th.
I'm no. She could hit me with some theology.
Right, 444. Okay. Yeah, no. It's my birthday.
Okay.
Because my old name was Love Paparazzi, and it really did well. I was, I did like clothing and wardrobe for like small reality shows when I first got here.
Okay.
I did a lot of pop-up shops. It did really, really well. I had a suite opened up downtown across the street from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Wow. How was that location for you?
It was horrible.
I was going to ask about that.
Because I was new to the city and I was like, I'm right across the street from the Mercedes-Benz thing. Was it called Mercedes-Benz back then? Whatever.
I think it was something different. So what was
it? Was
tell me about what the experience.
The parking is $20. Why would I spend $20 to park to go shop?
Yeah.
So it was just like it was
you
horrible.
The store from there?
I think that was 2017.
Okay.
I think it was 2017 that I had it. It was horrible. And then I was making more money online than I did even with the foot traffic because people didn't know I was there. I was in the building, so you had to know me or know the store to even want to come inside.
Yeah.
So It was, sometimes I definitely say to just keep a lot of business e-commerce.
Okay.
Because that overhead of actually having a storefront, having to hire employees, now worrying about people robbing you, and it's all types of crazy stuff.
That is true, because I didn't even think about that. Somebody robbing your store and things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow.
So I'd rather go e-commerce. But sometimes I do want to have that storefront just to get up every day and go somewhere and meet my customers. Cool. Yeah.
Do you think that you will ever get another storefront if it's God's will?
It is. I don't think, I'm just like.
Do you even want that at this? Do you want a storefront?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because I kind of just went back into the clothing space to kind of learn so I can kind of teach people.
Okay.
Because I seen that it was big. I seen on the drop shipping, the clothing, and just trying to learn a new marketing and how it is. Like I said, Shopify has all these different things that you can add into your store to kind of, text messaging, the email marketing, all these different things. So I just wanted to learn it. And of course, fashion. I love fashion. So it's just like,
Krissy be killing them looks, boy.
Thank you.
Listen, all the time, I'd be like, if I was that height, like, let me ask you a question. Are the clothes fit for short people? Because I struggle.
I think, you know what? And that's my problem, because I think I buy clothes that would fit me. And I'm like,
I wish if I had more legs, I'd be able to wear them.
Yeah, I think I need to kind of like.
Please remember us over here, because nobody remembers the short girls, and we love to shop.
And that's one thing. I always used to buy stuff that I would wear, and I had to think about other people because I'm not my customer.
But then sometimes I feel like you are your customer, because the people who who like what you like, you are. So it's a middle ground.
Yeah.
Now, time out. I did not know you were a licensed realtor too.
Yeah.
When and where? And
when I was trying to get out the clothing space, 2019, I was like, I need something. Like I said, I didn't. This is when Instagram would like freeze, or you couldn't post for a certain amount of time. I'm like, I can't let these people dictate my money. You know what I mean? And then I was having a problem with payment processors. That's one of the biggest things I don't like about e-commerce. When they know that you are, of a certain ethnic background, is they know.
Really?
They know. And then when you start making a certain amount of money, or the type of business you have, it's called risk. They call it high risk business. And so they'll, in the middle of like
a transaction,
they'll just cut, like say, okay, we got your money on hold. Then it's like, if you make a certain amount of money, it's like, wait a minute, we need to review your account. We're going to put your account on hold for 6 months. All this money that you've made, we're going to hold it, and we're going to review your account, and then let you know when you can start processing again. And that happened to me so many times. It was crazy. I had to just go back and get new processors. But it was like, these people, I could be doing everything right, not having, complaints and things like that. But it's because, a lot of e-commerce is considered high risk.
Yeah.
Because you don't have an actual storefront. They can do that. They can do reserves, whereas though you open up your merchant processor account and they have a $10,000 reserve. So all your sales that you make, until you make $10,000, you don't get any of that money. So it's just like, you just have to be careful. And I'm just like, it was a lot. It was a lot.
My heart would be in my
chest. Telling you, and them trying to raise kids, and I'm like, are you serious?
And you sitting there looking at your money.
Yes, and I can't.
And it's nothing you can.
Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. I didn't have some words with them people. I didn't have some.
Krissy.
That's what made me get out of it. So I was like, let me find something else.
Do you think that it may be better now, or is it just always kind of going to be the nature of the beast?
I think it's going to just be the nature of it. You just have to have more than one way to process. When you first start your account, your business, you definitely have to have more than one payment process and more than one way to make money, more than one, like you have Square.
Right.
People say don't use Cash App, but that's a norm nowadays. Cash App and Apple Pay is click this, click that. So that's a norm. But definitely have more than one payment processor when you first start up, because definitely since the pandemic, you got all these businesses that played with people, and they are kind of right, because there are a lot of fraudulent, businesses.
Very true.
But if I don't have any chargebacks, I don't have anybody complaining, why are you holding my money? So it was hard.
You had some choice words.
I'm telling you, like, and it's not their fault, but it's just like, wow.
Oh my god,
it was depressing. So that's
it's interesting, because I've never heard it before. Like we hear people talk about e-commerce all the time, but I have never heard anyone mention that aspect of the business where that can actually happen. Like, so y'all see, she dropping gems, because all we know is set up and shop. And then we get hit with that, and we don't even know what happened. But that happened. Yeah, but
that's why I always tell people to get coaches. People say I can just Google this stuff online and look at YouTube, but nobody's going to give you like the in-depth like experiences.
Right.
And that's why I have so many businesses, so I can be like, somebody come to me and say, hey, I'll do that taxes. I kind of want to start, a clothing store. I have a knowledge of just, maybe I'm not a millionaire in this business, but I know something that kind of teach you and kind of shoot you in the right direction.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's how I got into real estate. Because I was tired of them holding my money.
So how did you like being in the real estate? How do you like it?
I'm not a people person. So
really, Krissy?
I'm an introvert, so I can't imagine myself walking with me to 8 houses and I'm like, miss, if you don't pick this house now. No, that wasn't me though. But that's how I felt. Like I'm not like this people person. That I'm like, let's go to this house and he said, I'm like,
it's the bathroom.
Yeah, let's go. So I turned it into using it more so for investments. I want to fix and flip. So, a lot of investors need a real estate agent to help them look for properties, on an MLS and different, systems that the real estate agents had. So I was just like, okay, I'll keep my license for that. But I just didn't, I want to go back into it, but it's just.
But, I commend you for that because all these careers, sometimes you gotta be like, look, this isn't for me.
Right. And it's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
People be like, they'll look and say, she doing this. It's fine.
Sometimes it don't be for you.
It's fine.
Yeah. Because I would love to do realtor, but I feel like I'll probably be like, I'll probably be like, if you don't buy this house, buy this.
Right. And they'll take you through some hoops, but it's good money.
Okay.
It's really good money. And especially when Atlanta has homes,
for days.
Yes. And then, just the starting price is $500,000. So your commission check, is
pretty nice.
Yeah.
But then I'm just curious, does it take a long time to sell a house? Like, what is the process? Like, how long in the process? When do you see your money?
That's another thing. With me doing the clothing and I'm getting a deposit every single day, I'm getting, people sending me money. It was a difference from going to real estate and you got to wait 30, 45 days for a check. And then sometimes the property you don't get a closing, finances messed up. The underwriter didn't see this and see that.
So many different things.
So it's like you got to hope and pray that,
My nerves be toe up.
Yeah. Especially when you got bills every day.
Oh my God!
But if you know how to, that's a lot of people start real estate part time.
Okay.
A lot of agents are part time agents, and that's what I would consider myself anyway. I never went into it full time. But a lot of people, have one job, and then like you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you can have a platform as this weekend I'll show an open open house or something like that. So
whatever works in my schedule.
Just having a platform and having what's it called, a black book, just having people that you just send this out and somebody will budge and say, hey, I need to sell my house, or hey, I want to buy a house.
True.
So
it's the numbers thing, just getting the information out
there.
Yeah,
it's just, it's just someone trusting you. Wow. And then once you get that first one, it's just
it's going to go from there.
Yeah.
So out of all your streams of income, which two do you enjoy doing the most?
I would say definitely taxes.
Okay.
I enjoy taxes. Yeah, I love numbers. I love numbers. And I love people getting his money back and, being able to do stuff. So I like helping people.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say my e-commerce, my clothing store, that for almost 10 years, that provided me the money to take care of my children. We were traveling. What? We were traveling in the middle of the week. I could pick up and go, and I'm just on my phone. I work from my phone, posting pictures of clothes all day. And I'm in Disney World. I'm in Disneyland, but I'm still making money. It's just it gave me the freedom. People would say when I first moved to Atlanta, so what else do you do? I'm like, I sell clothes. What else? I sell clothes. I sell clothes. You don't exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money in e-commerce because that's what we do. We shop online.
Wow. I was recently at a Shopify conference and they were talking about the big boom in e-commerce and World and Vision. I met several other people that did it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my mind started turning, and so I'm like, how do I get into it? But it's it's easier, but then you also have to know those backdoor tactics on how to do it.
Yeah.
So what are some tips that you would give upcoming dope women who may want to just expand their different streams of income? Like, how do you decide which stream is going to actually be cohesive with another? Do you just take a chance, or?
It's a lot. I would say taking chances, but definitely to me, I always say just find a problem and see how you can solve it, and you can make money off of it. Okay. My makeup artist, we were just saying how I had this lady come to my house and wrap my gifts, wrap my presents. I don't know how to wrap gifts.
That's real.
That was a problem for me because I wanted something cute for my kids that Christmas. She knew, she found a way to solve that problem by coming to people's houses, wrapping gifts, and making income. Things that people don't want to do, cleaning their homes, just finding a solution to someone's problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like credit repair. People know that it's a problem, but they don't have the time, they don't have the knowledge, but I found a solution so that I can help them.
Wow. So where do you see yourself and all your business within, let's say, the next 2 years? What are your goals?
Definitely, I'm going to, build this Casey Tax Solution brand. I had my first billboard last season, and I was excited. My kids drive by and they see mommy up there. Like, that was big.
Was she like this?
I was.
You know that the power pose.
Yeah, they was like, you know how they say, don't get your taxes done by anyone like this. But that was my pose. That's the signature pose.
It is.
But yeah, I just really want to build that business because I want to help people, not only in taxes, but personal credit, business credit. Just now with the grants, because a lot of people aren't making money to be able to get loans. So that pushed me into the grant space, and there's a lot of money out there.
Now let's talk about that real quick. Now I've heard for Black female entrepreneurs, right now is the best time to get in those grants. Talk about that just a little bit.
Yes, it's a lot of grants, especially for women and especially for Black women. There's a certain percentage. I don't have the exact statistics, but women don't get approved as much as men for loans. And when they do get approved, women have a higher interest rate.
Okay.
So, that's why there's so many. I have some male clients that have grants, and they're like, you always posting women grants. I'm like, look, that's what's out there.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him the reason why there are so many, women. Then there's single mom grants.
Now let me ask you this.
Sorry.
So I'm somebody that is new to the grant process. So I always wonder when somebody says, "Okay, I'm gonna write this grant for you." What exactly is happening? Like
basically, just being able to. And most of my clients, I go on their page or I have a conversation with them, and to be able to kind of know why did you start your business, what you want to do, what your vision is, like what would you do with the money, and then we take that and elaborate.
Okay,
it's just like someone writing a resume or someone writing your essay paper.
Okay,
yes, because it takes a long time to complete it. It does. But once you have like those questions answered, I tell people just copy and paste them, put it on your notepad, and because most of every grant is going to have the same exact question, so you just copy and paste it into that grant question and your application. And
so now I know currently until October you're doing a current special for and tell our listeners how much you're charging to do for the grant writing process.
So the grant writing process is $125, which is a great thing. And what I do is I'll apply for some grant.
Ellie I need $125.
Yes, $125, please. And yes, I just basically I apply for grants for you, and I'll also give you those answers.
Wow.
So you can go do it on your own if you have a grant or if you see something. Some grants are like a $20 fee, $10 fee, so you can just take those answers to those questions and put it into your own the applications and stuff. And definitely when you're applying for grants, make sure that you're active on social media. Mostly all of the grant applications, they ask for your Facebook handle, your Instagram handle.
So they checking and see.
They want to make sure
doing
this. And they want to. A lot of them, when the winners, they are in the community. They have a story behind why they open it. So how you do a lot of community events.
I could probably have a Nelly.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a really good. With the business and stuff.
Wow.
They want to see, a lot of the questions is how do you help your community? How will your business help the community grow? And what are you volunteering? Are you doing certain things for the community? It's a really big,
So with all the stuff we doing with the school for free.
We talked about it.
Having little 65. So I guess it's interesting when you say grants, because I think from someone that's never received a grant, it always seems intimidating because you're like, I could never be picked. But like, how do they choose? And are there multiple recipients of these grants? Yeah, so some of them they do have multiple recipients each month, and then there's one. There's some that has the same criteria every single month. So once you apply for January, you'll be open to all year. They'll look. You'll have a chance to win each month. So there's different ones, and it's. And this is money you do not have to pay back. You do not have to pay back. There's no credit check. It brings presence to your business. Once you get one grant, then you open up this door for everyone else to look at. People want to help. People get write-offs by helping. I keep hearing that. Yeah. I've been hearing that for the last couple of weeks. Lord, okay, I hear you, Lord. Right. I've been hearing that a lot. Wow. Yeah. And this last quarter, too, so a lot of companies are trying to get rid of their money, right? Yep. Wow. Yep. So for our listeners out there, what is the best way to kind of set up their business in a position where they can even start entertaining business credit? Like, what things do you need to make sure you have when you first open a business to make sure that you're set up for success? Definitely, start by going to irs.gov, get your EIN. Make sure you register with the Secretary of State because you want to have at least an LLC. You don't want to have a sole proprietorship because
once you become your business is an LLC, it separates any liability from your personal. So if someone sues your business, you won't be liable.
Okay.
If you have an LLC.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. One Secretary of State, make sure you're not using your personal address when you open up your business or when you have that information, because one Secretary of State is public information. So if someone looking for you or something like that, they could go right on there and find your address. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say why, but I didn't been a detective before and found the address. But yeah, and then, when you go for business credit, even though working from home is a norm now because of the pandemic, but lenders don't want to see a house pull up when they Google your address for your business. They want to see, they have virtual addresses where they have a building like this, and you just get, you just buy a space for like $50, $90 a month, and you have that actual virtual address. No P.O. box. Don't use the P.O. box.
Okay.
But they actually want to see that structure.
Okay.
What else? I got the EIN. Yes, so EIN, the IRS, yes, Duns and Bradstreet. That is how you start building business credit.
Let me ask you about that. How do you check your Dun and Bradstreet number? Because I be seeing notifications. Do you have to go to the website to check your score there? Is there what score system are they on?
So to get your number, you go to dmb.com.
Okay, got that.
You'll be able to get your actual number. They'll email it to you. They won't show it right there on the screen, but they'll email it to you. And then to check your actual business credit, you go to nav.com.
Okay.
So nav.com is that's where they have all three credit bureaus. It's DMB, Duns and Bradstreet. It's Equifax and Experian. There are the three business credit bureaus. Okay. There's some more like Credit Safe that's come later, but those are the three main bureaus for credit. You go to nav.com and you're able to check all three of your credit business credit reports and see where you are.
Wow. So what tips would you give, I guess, people that are trying to get their credit together for the sake of their business? What steps should they take outside of booking with Krissy Tax Solutions? Yes.
After you book with me and I get your personal credit right. But no, definitely, number one is to find the problem. So get your credit reports. We don't know until you actually see. So get your credit report, get your business credit report, pull them, and then either look for the mistakes and you can dispute them, or of course hire someone like myself to dispute the information and just start building. Just start adding new trade lines to your account. Don't try to get 1,000 credit cards at once. You know what I mean? Just once you get to a point where you can apply, maybe they say 1 or 2 a year, but we have ways to go around that. But 1 or 2 a year with the business credit, like I said, there's 3 tiers. Start with Net 30. There's like Quill, there's Uline,
Ranger.
Yep. And the people, I show it all the time on my Instagram. Like I have boxes of plates and cups that my kids use, forks, and I buy it every month from Uline. So I can keep that account current, and it really has helped me build my business credit. Some people try to skip that, and I have actually a post today about skipping, but you shouldn't skip. You start with the Net 30s, then you go to your tier 2, which is your business credit cards, and then tier 3 is like the bank products, and you're getting loans and stuff like that. But start from that tier 1 and build the correct way, because it really does help. And like I said, I had 2 vehicles in my business name, and they're not on my personal credit. I didn't have to have a credit check. All they asked me for, honestly, was just one of them asked me for my tax return, but he just did that just to ask for it. But the other one, they didn't ask for anything. They just ran my EIN and was like, here.
Okay. Well, I know what I need to do with my life. Clearly. So, where can people book with you, Krissy? Where can they find out more information? And where can they just, get connected with you, whether it's through fashion, getting your credit, your finances together?
We all over the place, but it's good though. It's good though. My Instagram is Krissy Tax Solutions. My website is KCTaxPro.com. And then also follow me, CEO Paparazzi.
Ow. And like I said before, y'all, she's fixing my credit, so I will be coming back periodically, let y'all know what Krissy is doing, so you can know in real time. I already feel like she moving. I already feel I got the credit walk already, and I'm still at 5'10". But anyway, listen. So my last question: when all the credit, the finance, the fashion is all going away, what is Krissy like in her quiet time?
Ooh, I'm praying now.
I feel you.
I am praying now. I'm taking care of these kids. Yeah. Like I'm definitely. I got one almost out the door, so it's a relief. Okay. He ain't gonna be too far, but. I'm definitely praying. I'm in my prayer space for real, because I just know that everything I'm going through now, just keeping God first, everything will be
I love it. I love it. Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. This is dope. Women are dope, okay?
Women are dope, okay? And I'm excited because these women need to hear about finances. I always say, I can't preach about being a dope woman if my finances and my credit aren't in line. So I appreciate women like you that are standing in the gap and being true in the purpose that God has called you to be, so that you can help women like us continue to help other women. And so, and y'all never know, I might have Krissy on the panel for Women Are Dope 2024 because I feel like Krissy would be super dope on the panel because she's going to help y'all get your finances right, because spiritually, you know, getting your finances is also a part of, you know, being spiritually sound as well. And a lot of people don't realize that that godly control has to be in finances as well. So thank you, Krissy, for coming.
Thank you for having me. I had a nice time.
It is a pleasure as always.
Thank you,
y'all be sure to go and check Krissy Lee out on all social media platforms. Lock and load her price. What's the price going to be for October? Tell them, Krissy.
Oh, it's up there.
It's up there.
5 and up. 500 and up.
Period. I pay my bills. Listen, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in. It's Female Fridays. Flavor with Skittles is up next. Big shout out to my girl Honey Bands on the way. Y'all know what time it is. 101 TKO Radio. As always, knocking out the box. Y'all be safe. Stay blessed. All right. Oh my, Krissy, you know so much information.
Thank you.
That is freaking crazy, dude.
Thank you.
What don't you know about? Okay, so how much you charge for drop shipping fast food? Because I really...
We can just sit down and we'll just do something.
We can even, the flyers you got for Casey Tax, we don't mind pushing through the app. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I push on Women Are Dope.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
if you have little tips or whatever, I can push there. Like me and Nelly been talking about, our main objective is to get good information out in front of people, you know what I'm saying, that need it. Like, as we improve, we want our people to, to improve. So whatever you got, if it's just randomly shoot me flyers so we can get that information out, because I know me and a couple other personalities that we're talking about our credit, so I know that there are people within the camp that need what you have to offer, and they prefer to do it with somebody that, you know, they're familiar with. So
I definitely like to help you with the Women Are Dope. Definitely with the Shopify and the print on demand. Yeah, I got you.
You hear that, Nelly?
Got you.
I'm lit. I'm excited. It's gonna be